Senate will come to order. Mrs. Schaffler, please call the roll.
Senators Amabile, Baisley, Ball,
Excuse.
Bridges, Bright, Carson, Catlin, Cutter, Danielson, Doherty,
Excuse.
Exum, Frizzell, Gonzalez, Hendrickson, Judah, Kip, Kirkmeyer, Colker, Lindsted, Liston, Marchman, Mullica, Pelton B, Pelton R, Rich, Roberts, Rodriguez, Simpson, Snyder, Sullivan, Wallace, Weissman, Zamora Wilson, Senate District 21 vacant. Mr. President.
Let's do this. The morning roll call is
Senator Ball.
Senator Ball. Senator Ball will be fined 10 cents for making me have to do this all over again. We have a quorum. 33 present, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant. We have a quorum. Senator Danielson, please lead us in the pledge of. She's right there. Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the journal, our favorite senator, Senator Liston.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Members, listen up. This is the last one.
Thank God.
Writing these limericks is such a chore. Senators don't appreciate them. They think they're a bore. If you think they're not hard, I challenge you to write the next bard. Then you too can go down in Senate folklore. Get it? You get it. All right. And with that, Mr. President, I move that the Senate Journal of February the 19th of 2026 be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
In Colorado Springs, where the Rockies stand tall, there's a senator known to give work his all. He serves with a steady gaze in Senate District 10. He walks within the halls these days. Born and raised with the corners in his heart, through years in business he first did start. From banking floors to public view, he's worked for jobs and growth anew, supports those who keep our peace, and backs the rights that never cease. With service long and roots deep set, he pledges best you can't forget. I got skills, man. Seriously. Gotta love AI. All right, too soon. You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Man, that was really loud, but the ayes have it, and that motion is adopted. Senate Services.
Correctly printed, Senate Bill 116, 117, and 118. Senate Joint Resolution 13, correctly re-engrossed, Senate Bill 7 and 54. Correctly revised, House Bill 1150, 1151, 1152, 1153, 1154, 1155, 1156, 1157, 1158, 1159, 1160, 1161, 1162, 1163, 1164, 1165, 1166, 1167, 1168, 1169, 1170, 1171, 1172, 1173, 1174, 1175, 1176, 1177, 1178, and 1179. Correctly revised, House Bill 1027.
Yeah, Justin Schaffler. Committee reports.
Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources, after consideration on the merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 89 be amended as follows, and if so amended, be referred to the Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation. Members of the Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources has had under consideration and had a hearing on the following appointments and recommends that the appointments be placed in the consent calendar and confirm. Members of the State Board of the Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund for terms expiring April 15, 2029. Krithika Prashant of Colorado Springs, Colorado, to serve as a representative of the 5th Congressional District, reappointed, effective April 16, 2026, for terms expiring April 15, 2030. Raymond Chillard of Greeley, Colorado, to serve as a representative of the 8th Congressional District, reappointed. Mara Barossi Weebchar of Thornton, Colorado, to serve as a representative of the 8th Congressional District, reappointed. Member of the Colorado Agricultural Development Authority, effective July 1st, 2025, for a term expiring June 30th, 2029. Hannah Donnell Wilkes of Arvada, Colorado, a Democrat, to serve as a member with knowledge in agricultural activity in the state and who shall represent the various agricultural operations and geographic regions of the state, reappointed. Members of the Colorado Wildlife Habitat Stamp Committee for terms expiring December 31st, 2028. David Gottenborg of Jefferson, Colorado, to serve as a landowner actively engaged in agriculture, reappointed. Stephen Woodis of Montrose, Colorado, to serve as a landowner actively engaged in agriculture, appointed, for a term expiring December 31st, 2029. Travis Black of Grand Junction, Colorado, to serve as a Division of Parks and Wildlife, who is also a wildlife biologist and non-voting member, appointed.
Agreed. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate adjourn, no. Thank you.
All in favor?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we proceed out of order for a moment of personal privilege.
Body, you've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. No. Can't believe that. The ayes have it, and the Senate will proceed out of order for moments of personal privilege. Senator Coleman.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I request a moment of personal privilege, please.
Granted.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Members, I have a tribute here from our fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi. Brothers, if you would, please stand. The members of the Colorado State Senate extend sincere commendations to the Denver Alumni Chapter, Colorado Springs Alumni Chapter, Omicron Zeta Chapter, Omicron Pi Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Founded on January 5th, 1911 at Indiana University, Bloomington by 10 college-educated men, Kappa Alpha Psi was established to promote achievement and service among college and professional men, regardless of background. Today, the fraternity includes more than 160,000 members across 700 undergraduate and alumni chapters nationwide and abroad. In Colorado, the Denver Alumni Chapter advances this mission through mentorship programs such as Kappa Guide Ride and Kappa League, serving more than 60 students along with the health initiatives and annual holiday meal support. Its Kappa Foundation has awarded over $2 million in scholarships and program funding to more than 1,000 Denver area seniors. The chapter also provides over 100 units of affordable senior housing, and we proudly recognize Kappa Alpha Psi Day at the Colorado State Capitol for its lasting impact. Sometimes, if you walk into my office, you'll see 2 shovels, and those shovels were where we broke ground on 2 out of the 3 affordable housing projects for seniors. All 3 I'm blessed to have them in my district, and that's a project that I'm blessed to follow in the footsteps of individuals like Mayor Wellington Webb. He was the first black mayor of Denver. He is a member of our fraternity. He walked into my classroom when I was 7 years old and showed me that we could serve in public office, and I never knew we could do that. Penfield Tate, one of our former senators, is also a member of our fraternity, and many more. And my son, James, is also has been a part of Guide Ride and Kappa League. And I just really want to commend the brothers for all the work that you do, for taking care of our seniors, for providing meals to folks who can't afford to have a meal on Thanksgiving, but also for making sure that the next generation can see black men in positions of leadership and what they can be. So thank you so much. Members, please join me in acknowledging Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity.
Senator Kirkmeyer.
May I have a moment of personal privilege, please?
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say that. That's my moment of personal privilege. I just want to recognize that I get to say that to you. So, there you go. Have a great day.
Thank you, Senator Kirkmeyer. Senator Listman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. Members, on Sunday, this Sunday, unfortunately, is the fourth, I don't want to call it anniversary, but is the fourth date of the invasion of Russia into Ukraine. I think we all remember that date 4 years ago. And unfortunately, for the good people of Ukraine, that situation has not gotten any better. If anything, it's gotten worse. If it's kind of been pushed to the back burner of the news, but the war is still raging. Russia has upped the ante. They almost on a daily basis, they're shooting rockets and ballistic missiles into Ukraine, destroying the infrastructure. Here today we have some cold weather for the first time, but imagine in Ukraine, where it's even been colder, it gets below zero on a daily basis. And the Russians have intentionally targeted Ukraine's infrastructure, their power and heating infrastructure. No target goes unnoticed by the Russians. Thousands have been made homeless. Thousands, the war rages on, and people are killed on a daily basis. So with that, Mr. President, Senator Roberts and I would like to make a tribute to an organization that coincidentally just happens to be based out of Colorado Springs. It's called Ukraine Power. A little bit about Ukraine Power is that it's founded, and I'll introduce the founder here in just a few minutes. They have raised over $500,000 to make sure that goods and items that are directly come into Ukraine, and they're not shipped from the United States. They're either made in Ukraine or they come from Europe to provide power and heat for the people of Ukraine. So with that, Mr. President, I'd like to read the tribute. The Senate of the Colorado Legislature convened in the second regular session of the 75th General Assembly hereby extends the heartiest congratulations and commendation to Ukraine Power. The members of the Colorado State Senate are proud to extend commendation to Ukraine Power, a Colorado Springs-based nonprofit, for their meritorious humanitarian service supporting the people of Ukraine during Russia's ongoing war. Founded during the conflict and working in close coordination with Ukrainian leadership, Ukraine Power efficiently delivers generators, heaters, power banks to restore access to essential utilities in devastated areas. They establish community hubs for displaced families, offering medical care, administrative assistance, and even hairdressing services to restore dignity and normalcy. A lifeline for orphans, this organization helps support family-style homes for those who have lost everything and everyone. The Colorado State Senate is proud that Ukraine Power embodies Colorado's innovative drive and heartfelt humanity by turning donations into life-saving relief and a strong stand for peace and stability. On request of Senators Larry Liston and Dylan Roberts, given this 20th day of February 2026, State Capitol, signed by James Rashad Coleman, Sr., President of the Senate. Very good. Senator Roberts.
Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I ask for a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Thank you. Colleagues, I want to first extend my gratitude to the good senator from Colorado Springs for continuing to remind all of us in this chamber and across the state about the terrible tragedy that is happening in Ukraine. 4 years, it's hard to believe. But think about what's happened in everybody's lives over the last 4 years. Good things, bad things, it's a lot of time. But for the people of Ukraine, it has been war, tragedy, devastation, death because of Russia's illegal invasion of their country. It's not something that we should ever take lightly or forget about or take for granted. I know a lot of us have kept the Ukraine flags on our desks in here. I know when I look at it, it's a good reminder of what's happening across the world. And there are many more conflicts in all corners of the world, but this one is especially tragic because it is so unnecessary. And I hope that I hope we don't have to do this a year from now. I hope that we can find a way to peace and resolution there. But thankfully, we do have incredible people here in our state who are trying to help the people of Ukraine. So huge thanks and gratitude to Ukraine Power. I have a group in my district in Eagle County that has organized volunteers to bravely go to Ukraine over the last few years to deliver medical services and goods to the people there. And I know that's happening by Coloradans across our state, and we are grateful for that. But thank you to the good senator from Colorado Springs for continuing to remind us of this important marker in history, and I'm grateful that you have asked me to join you today. And again, I hope we're not doing this again a year from now, and our hearts and minds are with the people in Ukraine.
Senator Liston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, if I may, can I introduce the people from Ukraine Power?
Yes.
Thank you. Members, we have 5 members of the board from Ukraine Power. First of all, we have the founder of Ukraine Power, who is a refugee, and yet she still goes back to Ukraine on an often basis, putting herself at great harm. She goes actually into the war zone to deliver these goods. So Yana Malik and her husband, Yana, would you please stand? And her husband, Dimi. Then we have the board members, Mark Luckett and Ed Ward, who are board members, and they collectively they have reached out to hundreds and thousands of people to raise, like I say, well over $500,000 to deliver the goods and services to the good people of Ukraine. Can we please give them a real warm round? Thank you, members.
Thank you, Senators. Welcome to the Senate floor. Can the clerk please add Senator Mullica to the roll and let him know there's been a change in administration?
Let's give the Minority Leader a round of applause, shall we? Majority Rodriguez.
That has never went smoother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate proceed out of order for consideration of resolutions.
The motion is to proceed out of order for consideration of resolutions. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We'll proceed out of order. Consideration of resolutions. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of SJR 12.
Senate Joint Resolution 12 by Senator Pelton R. and Hendrickson and Representative Johnson and Winter T. concerning the designation of February 20th, 2026 as Colorado FFA Day.
Senator Pelton R.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Joint Resolutions 012.
Any discussion?
And ask that it be read at length.
Mr. Schaffler, please read SJR 12 at length.
Whereas the Colorado FFA is dedicated to making a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. And whereas founded in 1928, the Future Farmers of America has brought together students, teachers, and agribusinesses to solidify support for agricultural education. And whereas in 1988, the official name was changed to the National FFA Organization, this change was made to recognize that FFA is not only for those interested in farming, but also for those with more diverse interests in the agriculture industry, encompassing science, business, and technology within and to support production farming. And whereas the Colorado FFA Foundation seeks human, financial, and in-kind resources to support agricultural education in Colorado for secondary and post-secondary students, adults participating in agricultural education, teachers of agricultural education, and FFA alumni. And whereas there are opportunities within the Colorado FFA Association for all members in grades 7 through 12 and in college to be involved in leadership and agriculture career development, and whereas whether a member grew up on a farm, in a suburb, or in an urban area, if they have a passion for judging and public speaking, want to explore the depths of agriscience, or get hands-on experience working in the industry, they are able to acquire such experiences through the diverse opportunities of agricultural education and the FFA. And whereas we recognize that the Colorado FFA Association and Foundation are growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture through youth development, now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the 75th General Assembly of the State of Colorado, the House of Representatives concurring herein, that we, the members of the General Assembly, proudly recognize and designate Colorado FFA Day on February 20, 2026, in celebration of the many students who have gone and continue to go through the FFA program. Be it further resolved that copies of this joint resolution be sent to the Honorable Governor Jared Polis, Colorado Commissioner of Agriculture Kate Greenberg, and the members of the Colorado Congressional Delegation.
Further discussion, Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, there's a scene early in my favorite movie, Gran Torino, where the protagonist's wife has just passed away. It was Walt Kowalski. He's an older gentleman, a Vietnam veteran, and he is having a conversation after the wake with a young priest, Father Janovich, who wants to have a discussion with him about life and death. And Walt Kowalski says, "Padre, what do you know about life and death? You're a overeducated 27-year-old who holds the hands of plural-clutching old ladies." There were more words in there. If you want to go see the scene, go check it out. But one of the subplots through the rest of the movie is that the priest takes this to heart and realizes that he really only has a theological understanding of life and death. And through conversations and understanding of Walt and Walt's war experiences, he learns more about what life and death is really about, more than you can learn from books. I bring that up because farmers don't have that problem. Every day, farmers are dealing with life and death. It's in the midst of the drought trying to figure out how to get the crops to grow. It's 2 a.m. when there's been a hard birth and trying to see the calf or the foal through. It's fostering and growing and harvesting, and at the very end when we were talking about farming for livestock, it's taking life and doing that with respect and diligence, and realizing that our lives are all sustained through the creation and taking of other life. And so some who are in FFA today will go on to become farmers, some won't. But it is not about the profession, which is important unto itself, but it is about a lifestyle and that understanding, that reverence of what agriculture means to us as humanity. And whether or not each individual member of the FFA goes on to become a farmer, all of them have undertaken an endeavor to understand that deeply important part of our humanity. And so that's why I'm really grateful to be on this resolution with Senator Pelton, the good senator from South Peltonia. And I'm thankful for the young men and women of FFA who are here with us in the Capitol today.
Senator Pelton R.
Thank you, Mr. President. And it is an honor to be on this resolution with the good senator from Pueblo. I say probably almost the same thing when I'm up here during 4-H Day. These youth that go through the FFA program learn what the good senator from Pueblo was talking about, but they also learn leadership skills that enables them to go into our communities and be good leaders, whether they're in the agricultural field or just own a small business, whatever. They have those leadership skills to be successful. They're great programs. I wished my school would have had a chapter. Back when I was in school, it didn't. but I would have really benefited from that. And with that, Mr. President, may I have a moment of personal privilege to introduce some people?
You do not need a moment of personal privilege
Okay.
to resolution, but better safe than sorry.
Thank you, sir. Over in the corner, we have 4 people that are kind of in the coordination and teaching of these young students. We have Mr. Ricky Sellers. He's the Director of Career and Technical Student Organization Quality with the Colorado Community College System. We have Heidi Sellers, who's a local teacher success and work-based learning coordinator. Have Todd Everhart, local teacher success regional coordinator, and Miss Katie Greenwood is a local teacher success regional coordinator. So I encourage you to take a moment to visit with them, and they really have a passion for these kids and what they do. So thanks for being the Capitol.
Thank you for joining us here in the Senate. Any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of SJR 012. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, and 1 vacant, SJR 012 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. If there is no objection, I ask that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Third reading of bills, consent calendar. Mr. Schaffler, please read the titles of all the bills on the consent calendar.
House Bill 1150 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Agriculture. House Bill 1152 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Early Childhood. House Bill 1153 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Education. House Bill 1154 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the offices of the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and State Planning and Budgeting. House Bill 1157 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Human Services. House Bill 1158 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Judicial Department. House Bill 1159 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Labor and Employment. House Bill 1160 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Law. House Bill 1161 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Local Affairs. House Bill 1162 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. House Bill 1164 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Personnel. House Bill 1168 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Revenue. House Bill 1169 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of State. House Bill 1170 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Transportation. House Bill 1171 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Treasury. House Bill 1172 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning funding for capital construction and making supplemental appropriations in connection therewith. House Bill 1173 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning funding for capital construction, information technology, and making supplemental appropriations in connection therewith. House Bill 1174 by Representatives Brown and Taggart and Senators Amabile and Kirkmeyer concerning adjustments to school funding for the 2025-26 budget year and in connection therewith reducing an appropriation. House Bill 1175 by Representatives Brown and Sirota and Senators Bridges and Kirkmeyer concerning spending from the State Education Fund for specified educational purposes and in connection therewith permitting appropriations from the State Education Fund for the Colorado Teacher of the Year program and requiring appropriations from the State Education Fund for specified purposes in support of the Colorado READ Act, discontinuing annual transfers to cash funds from the State Education Fund for the same and repealing the cash funds. House Bill 1176 by Representatives Sirota and Taggart and Senators Amabile and Bridges concerning modifications to the fourth-year innovation pilot program and in connection therewith reducing an appropriation. House Bill 1177 by Representatives Brown and Taggart and Senators Amabile and Kirkmeyer concerning ending wage enhancement supplemental payments to nursing home providers and in connection therewith reducing an appropriation. House Bill 1178 by Representatives Brown and Sirota and Senators Amabile and Kirkmeyer concerning the Comptroller's allowance of expenditures in excess of appropriations. House Bill 1179 by Representatives Sirota and Taggart and Senators Bridges and Kirkmeyer concerning a transfer for state fiscal year 2025-26 from the general fund to the information technology capital account of the capital construction fund.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for passage of all the bills on third reading of bills consent calendar, which are House Bill 1150, House Bill 1152, House Bill 1153, 1154, 1157, 1158, 1159, 1160, 1161, 1162, 1164, 1168, 1169, 1170, 1171, 1172, 1173, 1174, 1175, 1176, 1177, 1178, and 1179.
Any discussion on any of the bills? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of all the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar. Are there any no votes? Senator Zamora Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request to be a no vote on the following. House Bill 1150, House Bill 1152, House Bill 1153, House Bill 1154, House Bill 1157, House Bill 1158, House Bill 1159, House Bill 1160, House Bill 1161, House Bill 1164, House Bill 1168, House Bill 1169, House Bill 1170, House Bill 1171, House Bill 1172, House Bill 1173, House Bill 1174, House Bill 1178, and House Bill 1179. Thank you.
That was the most polite I'm a no I have ever heard in 10 years of serving in the legislature. Please mark Senator Zamora Wilson as a no vote on House Bills 1150, 1152, 1153, 1154, 1157, 1158, 1159, 1160, 1161. She's an aye vote on 1162. No vote on 1164, 1168, 1169, 1170, 1171, 1172, 1173, 1174, and also no votes on 1178 and 1179. Senator Baisley.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning.
I request to be counted as a no vote on the following. House Bill 1152, 1157, 1159, 1161, 1168, 1169, 1171, 1172, and 1173.
Senator Baisley will be recorded as a no vote on House Bills 1152, 1157, 1159, 1161, 1168, 1169, 1171, 1172, and 1173. Seeing no further discussion, with a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, and 1 vacant, House Bill 1150 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, and 1 vacant, House Bill 1152 is passed. Co-sponsors. Senators Bright. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, and 1 vacant, House Bill 1153 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, and 1 vacant, 1154 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1157 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1158 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1159 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1160 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1161 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1162 is passed. Co-sponsors. Senator Ball. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1164 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1168 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, and 1 vacant. House Bill 1169 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1170 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1171 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1172 is passed. Co-sponsors. Senators Henriksen. With a vote of 31 ayes, 2 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1173 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1174 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1175 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1176 is passed. Co-sponsors. Thank you very much, members, for being quiet during third reading. Really appreciate that. We don't want anybody to get mad at the sergeants for telling us what is in the rules. With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1177 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1178 is passed. Co-sponsors. With a vote of 32 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1179 is passed. Co-sponsors. Third reading of bills. Final passage. Mr. Schaffler, will you please read the title to House Bill 1151?
Public health. Okay.
Okay.
Regulatory agencies? Okay. Sorry. Kirkmeyer.
House Bill 1151 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Corrections.
Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 261151 on third and final reading and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Seeing no. The motion is the passage of House Bill 1151. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1151 is passed. Co-sponsors. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of House Bill 1155.
House Bill 1155 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1155 on third reading and final passage.
Further discussion? There is further discussion. Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will be a no vote on this and asking others to support my no vote, or be a no vote as well. But I do also want to just say, I think you heard my comments yesterday. I'm not going to go at length in those. I just want us to all remember as we're working through these budget cuts this year that we need to be smarter in the spending cuts that are being made so we don't jeopardize access to health care services for all Coloradoans. The other thing I wish to say with regard to healthcare policy and finance supplemental is that it doesn't, I'm sure this supplemental is going to pass, just want to make sure that everybody understands it, from my perspective, does not constitute an endorsement of any action that may conflict with statutory parity requirements. We do have a Colorado parity law which I am referring to. It prohibits the state from making more extreme cuts to Medicaid providers of behavioral health services like pediatric behavioral therapies than Medicaid providers of physical health services. So obviously I was not very happy to see pediatric behavioral health therapies being cut and also having higher rates than all of the other Medicaid providers. So I'm including all the other Medicaid providers, including physical health providers, in the governor's executive order. So again, I would ask for a no vote on this supplemental.
Senator Marbley.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I'm going to be a yes vote on this supplemental. But I did want to express that this was a very tough thing to work through. And I think you all know, because I talk about it all the time, that I have an incredible, strong interest in mental and behavioral health. And I have seen us expand these services dramatically. And that's good, because we had a deep hole and we're still trying to climb out of it. And in this supplemental, we did cut behavioral health, and that was particularly challenging. And I do want to make sure that going forward, we aren't just looking at everything that's grown and saying, let's cut it, that we actually are mindful of the fact that we did a lot of this mindfully, on purpose, in order to fix a problem that we have had in our state for a long time. But I think we ended up in a good place, and I support the bill, and we have a lot more work to do as we go to balancing the budget, and this is just a moment in time. And so please bear with us as we work through the entire job.
Senator Frizzell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I spoke at length about this particular supplemental, offered a couple of amendments, and I just want to get up and share a few more thoughts with you this morning, because I think that this is a very important supplemental. This is a very important topic, and one that we cannot take lightly. I commend the Joint Budget Committee for their work. I can't imagine how hard it is to do what you all are doing. I really can't, and so thank you. Thank you for doing this, doing the heavy lifting for all of us here. But it's important. This is important because this is the time when we say something, that we articulate our priorities, and that we make sure that our general fund dollars, which are limited, are used responsibly. And I think that that's one reason why I'm so passionate about this topic, is because they're not being used responsibly. They're just not. This supplemental increases from the general fund a program that's grown unimaginably, far beyond what its original fiscal note stated. And now we're adding, through this supplemental, another $21 million. $21 million. That's nearly, it's about 2/3 of what it was estimated to cost this year alone. But instead, that program is now at over $53 million. And I don't think that there's been great accountability as to how we've gotten here. How did we get here? Why is it costing so much more? I mean, I get everything costs so much more. But where is the transparency and accountability on these taxpayer dollars? They're not, this is not our money. This money belongs to the people who elected us. And we need to be responsible about that. We need to know how this money is being used. The good senator from Brighton yesterday posited that perhaps some of the increase in the Covering All Coloradans program is because it's a heck of a lot easier to qualify for. And so you have people who are coming in unable to pay for health care, and they're being enrolled. We know, I mean, I've been on all the tours of the hospitals. They all have an office dedicated, and sometimes a big space, depending on where the hospital is, that's just dedicated to enrolling people in Medicaid or whatever program so that they're not left, they being the hospital system, the providers are not left holding the bag. Because that's not good for anybody either, right? But here's the thing. What if you qualify for Medicaid? What if you qualify for Covering All Coloradans? What if you qualify for whatever program, and it's just easier to sign you up for this program? Is that possible? I don't know. And I don't know that anybody in this room knows. And I think it is incumbent on us to find out. This original fiscal note started off at $4 million. Okay, that's doable. And then it quickly climbed. So again, now today, 4 years later, this program is coming out of the general fund at $53+ million. That's a lot. Meanwhile, the other thing that this supplemental does is it cuts Medicaid by $103 million, and that's basically reducing the Medicaid provider rate. I don't know, do we really expect that our Medicaid providers are going to just keep accepting less and less for their services? I don't know that I don't know how reasonable that is. This doesn't feel reasonable to me. These are highly trained professionals who they can make more money in pretty much any other state in this country. And maybe you say, oh, well, then go. Go. Is that a solution that we have such demand for healthcare workers that we here in this building are constantly trying to figure out ways that we can incentivize people to go into the healthcare profession, whether it's a doctor or a nurse. And then we can even talk about the rural areas of the state where we have maternal health care deserts. This is Colorado. Is that what we want? Is this what we want for our state? 64 counties, 25 of those counties are maternal health care deserts. There are no providers in those counties if you are a woman who is pregnant. Is that the Colorado we want? We cannot go down this road any longer thinking that we can continue to financially penalize healthcare providers. We can't do it. It's not fair. And it's not realistic to expect that they are going to continue to accept less and less and less money for their services. It's not realistic. So when I started off my conversation with you today saying it's really important that we clearly articulate our priorities, I think that this is a moment where we clearly articulate our priorities and we say To the Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing, no. I see the good senator from Thornton to my right, and he looks like he has a few things that he has to say. But I'm going to go on just another couple of minutes because something he brought up yesterday was incredibly powerful and important. Because when I say this is the moment that we say no to HCPF, I'm really serious. This is a department that is incredibly mismanaged. They have not done the right thing with taxpayer dollars over and over and over again. It's okay. You know what? You make one mistake for 5 years, charging $650 or paying $650 rather than $65, let it go on for 5 years. Okay, we'll give you a pass. But there's so much more. There's so much more.
Senator Brazil, would you like to go into your next 10 minutes?
Yes.
Please.
Meanwhile, this department keeps adding to its employee rolls every single year. Every single year. Last year in the budget, and I guess I'm just looking at the narrative here, last year they added 9.5, we gave them 9.5 employees through other legislation. And I misspoke yesterday, I apologize. So to the good senator from Greenwood Village, we all make mistakes. I misspoke because yesterday I was talking about how they were wanting through the supplemental to add another 4.6 employees, which they are asking for. But I misspoke because I was looking at just the administrative portion of HCPF. This is the executive director's office, and I said, well, they have currently 791.2 full-time employees, and they want to increase that to 795.8 full-time employees. And those employees are just the ones in the executive director's office. There are actually many more employees in the healthcare policy and financing department. They actually currently have 843.2. So that's quite a difference. And again, I'm asking, when we are asking our citizens every day to tighten their belts, even when their grocery costs are increasing, when their utility costs are increasing, when their insurance costs are increasing, when their taxes are increasing, and we say, yeah, but we're all good here in Colorado state government because we're just going to keep adding more employees. How is that responsible? We talk about $1 billion that we've got to find in this year's budget, and that's not what we're even talking about. We're talking about the supplemental here. And how do we actually, with a straight face, say to our citizens, those people who elected us, those people that we serve, that we're doing a great job here? We're continuing to throw money at a department that is incredibly broken. Members, I appreciate your attention to my ramblings. I appreciate your attention and your ears. I want you to think, as we vote on this supplemental, what it means to the parents of children who have intellectual and developmental disabilities who are truly the most vulnerable amongst us, as we tell them that we're going to reduce their long-term care hours, but we're going to add employees to HCPF. It's okay. I'm here to tell you right now, it is not okay. It's not okay. Thank you.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just on the Coverall Coloradans, I would say astronomical growth compared to the original fiscal note. We have been asking the department, we've asked OSPB to do a deep dive on this. What we have learned so far is the initial fiscal note, in working with advocates for the bill, dramatically underestimated the number of people who would be signing up. Just got it not wrong, but entirely and completely and unbelievably wrong. And that is the number one reason that we have seen costs just so wildly disproportionate to what the original fiscal note indicated. As to the ease of sign up in this program versus traditional Medicaid, what we hear from providers is that the burden is roughly the same on their staff to sign folks up for this program as it is to sign folks up for Medicaid, and that they are not at the provider level simply opting into this program rather than Medicaid because the forms are easier to fill out, which frankly is somewhat shocking given how difficult the forms are to fill out in Medicaid. And then lastly, part of the reason, certainly not all of the reason, but part of the reason for the increase in FTE in HCPF this year is because of additional burdensome requirements created in HR 1, the big bill, that now reviews of qualifications have to be done twice in a year, not every year. That means we essentially need twice the number of people reviewing the applications because it will be coming through twice as often, right? It's the same number of applications doubled because now they happen twice a year. They are not doubling their staff, but there is some increase that is required because of that. So again, this is the department that is the most heartbreaking as we go through the budget. It is a third of our budget, and I don't think there is a way. It is the single largest department. It surpassed K-12 last year as the largest single line item in the budget. It is heartbreaking as we look at this, and the decisions that we have to make are the ones that keep me up at night. This supplemental is in many ways an easier vote than what will ultimately, I expect, to be in the budget that we bring to you later this year. This is a hard one, and I appreciate the conversation, and I genuinely appreciate the conversation on this, and I know that there's more, so thank you.
Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate the comments from my colleagues on the Joint Budget Committee, and it is difficult. And I appreciate the robust discussions that we have at the Joint Budget Committee. And I no way want to imply that they think this is easy either, or that they're doing something just to be doing it. I don't feel that way at all. I will say, though, with the Department of Healthcare Policy and Finance, that the good senator from Thornton yesterday and the good senator today from Douglas County both have brought up an issue that we do need to deal with as a legislative branch, and that is the lack of management ability at the Department of Healthcare Policy and Finance. There have been several lawsuits that cost us several millions of dollars. There's going to be the same issue that I think probably the good senator from Thornton is going to talk about with regard to the emergency medical transport. Keep in mind, there was some fraudulent activity there a couple of years ago. Granted, the HCPF caught it. I don't know how long, but they did catch it. but then we had even billing errors since that time or during that time as well. Here's the thing I would say about the increase of FTE. 84%. Administration in this department in the first 6 years of this administration increased by 84%. And I know they come in and they say, oh God, we need more people because we're gonna have to do these redeterminations. Healthcare policy and finance does not do the redeterminations. Those are done at the county level. They do the redeterminations. The appeal process, the administrative law judges, those are in the Department of Personnel, and we actually increased them. So we are looking out for that. So I'm not buying it because this department, on everything they do, comes in and asks for additional FTE. And the fact that they missed it on covering all Coloradoans, I'm not willing to give them a pass on that one either. They should know. I know when I spoke to counties before this program was even started, they knew. They knew it wasn't going to be just $2 million of general fund. So I don't know how healthcare policy and finance missed it other than they just decided not to put something on. And we've run into this problem before with them. So again, I'm just going to back up the comments from the good senator from Douglas County. She's correct. There needs to be something done with regard to this program. It's ballooning from what should have been a $2 million general fund obligation to, in this current year, it will go to $80 million. And next year, it will go to close to $100 million that we're aware of. So I'm not sure on the applications, if it's the same application or not. But I do think that as a legislative body, either, and I think we should look at this through the Joint Budget Committee, is that we should be considering that there is a requirement that individuals are first determined ineligible for Medicaid prior to being signed up for any other insurance in the state of Colorado that we're funding through our general fund. And I think that's something that we could address. So appreciate you bringing that forward.
Senator Mullica.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I spoke on this bill yesterday on seconds, and the chamber was half empty, and that happens on seconds. We're all taking meetings. We have a lot of work this time of year. But I want to be clear, the bill that we're looking at right here, this department that we're looking at, this issue that we're looking at, is probably going to be the #1 issue that we have to address this year, and the hardest issue that we have to address. We heard the term heartbreaking from the good senator from Greenwood Village. I would argue that that's an understatement. When you're getting emails from parents talking about cuts and how it's going to not allow them to take care of their disabled child, when you're getting emails from parents hoping that their child dies before they do because they don't know what they're going to do and how their child's going to receive care. And that's our job, is we have to try to figure that out. Imagine living that. Imagine living with that unknown. Imagine what those parents are going through. And then you get to read in the news how a department lost what they say is $25 million to fraud. You can go talk to JBC staff. They don't even know how far it goes back and how much money it is. They get to read in the news how this department told companies a different code to bill, where they're billing 10 times the amount over 5 years in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet we're being asked to make cuts. We're being asked to make these hard decisions when we see this incompetence, when we see this failure from a department. Those words I don't say lightly. It matters. And it should matter to all of us. It's not just me who's gotten those emails. I know all of you have gotten those emails. It's all of us who are going to have to try to address this issue. I'm passionate about this because this department is responsible to take care of some of the most vulnerable people in our state. People who can't afford care, people who have disabilities, some of the most vulnerable people. And we're failing. We are failing when we have fraud, waste, and abuse in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And I don't give a damn what the letter next to your name is or who's in power. It's our job to call balls and strikes. It's our job to say this is unacceptable. It's our job to hold folks accountable, to make sure that we are doing the best that we can for these families and for these folks who live in our communities. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And I'm not going to sit here and say that HR 1 hasn't made this harder, or that there's not other things at play that are affecting us doing our job. But this is in front of us. We know about this. We know about the mismanagement of this department. We know that we've lost hundreds of millions of dollars, and now it's going to be up to us to figure out what do we do about that. How do we go back to these families who are emailing us, who are meeting with us in tears, and tell them that we've done something about it? Today, vote your conscience on this. This is the first step in, I think, a long conversation when it comes to our budget. But I hope it is on all of our radars on what this department is doing, the failures that we've seen, and that is now should be our priority. That is now our responsibility to do something about it now that we know about it. And I hope that we're up to the task.
Further discussion, Senator Weissman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, we are only talking about a supplemental here, and we're going to have the bigger, tougher discussion, as noted, for the relevant part of the long bill. But I do want to encourage us to just think about some other ambient factors. Medicaid is a plenty large enough portion of everybody who's got health coverage in any mechanism in our state that the broader factors in healthcare, the cost drivers, will bear on Medicaid too. I'm not here to defend administrative mistakes in HCPF, billing mistakes, $10-million mistakes. I think, though, if we look at the longer arc of what's going on, not just in Medicaid, but in all of healthcare in this country, as frustrating as some of these things have been, I share the frustration from the senator from Thornton. The numbers that we're looking at, we actually can't chalk up just to hiring more FTE. Maybe one FTE is $100,000. Maybe it's even $200,000, inclusive of benefits. We're talking about cent-a-million-dollar challenges here. I don't even think we can chalk it up even to $10-million mistakes. I was reviewing something that was sent to the Budget Committee from OSPB. We get these Medicaid caseload updates. I think we all know that. The year-over-year increase is now in excess of the general fund requirement for 11 departments. It's a sobering reality. It's not, we are past, trimming here and there. Pick your favorite 3 departments and wipe them out, and you still haven't closed up this gap. In orders of magnitude, frankly, we fight over 5 and 6 and sometimes 7 digits around here. We are talking about an order of magnitude problem, the likes of which we don't usually have to grapple with. Given that, yes, we need to grapple with all the tough things that we've talked about the last 2 days now, and will continue to in the context of the long bill. But we do need to look outside of state administration of Medicaid itself. What is driving Medicaid costs? Because it's driving all costs. we don't have all the levers that we might like to because there's a lot of federal law in the room. What is driving the cost to Medicaid of pharmaceuticals, of devices? Let's look at consolidation in healthcare. Bluntly, let's look at the influence of private equity in healthcare. I hope everybody knows what I'm talking about. That's been driving some of the demand that we've seen, the 1,000% growth. And it's tough because we do need to differentiate between services that beneficiaries need and that the state should pay for. And at the same time, when there is a private profit interest out there, it can create some real problems for the public fisc and for provision of services to people who do need them. So because I appreciate the tough work that the Budget Committee has done, I'll be supporting the supplemental today, but I think my point is let's not fail to do what we can do as a state to grapple with the bigger structural problems. These sorts of bills often come through the Health Committee. They may come through other committees. This is 20 going on 25% of the entire U.S. economy now, healthcare writ large. So let's appreciate the order of magnitude that we're grappling with here. And it is broader than Cover All Coloradans, and it is even broader than NEMT, and it is broader than 9FTE. And let's try to engage in challenges that are commensurate with the magnitude of the problem that we're facing. Thanks.
Further discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of House Bill 1155. Are there any no votes? With a vote of, I'm just joking, Mr. Minority Leader, Senators Frizzell, Kirkmeyer, Zamora Wilson, Rich, Pelton B., Mullica, Bright, Carson, Catlin, Pelton R., Liston, Baisley. With a vote of 20 ayes, 13 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1155 is passed. Co-sponsors. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title to House Bill 1156.
House Bill 1156 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Higher Education.
Senator Amabile.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1156.
Discussion. Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the passage of House Bill 1156. Are there any no votes? Senators Kirkmeyer, Frizzell, Pelton B., Zamora Wilson, Rich, Liston, Pelton R., Catlin, Carson, Bright, Baisley. With a vote of 22 ayes, 11 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1156 is passed. Co-sponsors, Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request to be removed as a sponsor on House Bill 261156.
Senator Kirkmeyer will be removed as a co-sponsor for House Bill 1156. Further co-sponsors. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of House Bill 1163.
House Bill 1163 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Natural Resources.
Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 261163 on third and final reading and ask for an aye vote.
Further discussion. Seeing none, the motion is the passage of House Bill 1163. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1163 is passed. Co-sponsors. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of House Bill 1165.
House Bill 1165 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Public Health and Environment.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1165 on third reading and final passage.
Further discussion. Seeing none, the motion is the passage of House Bill 1165. Are there any no votes? Senators, Mr. Minority Leader, Kirkmeyer, Frizzell, Zamora Wilson, Rich, Pelton B, Bright, Carson, Pelton R, Catlin, Baisley, Liston, with a vote of 21 ayes, 12 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1165 is passed. Co-sponsors. Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of House Bill 1166.
House Bill 1166 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Public Safety.
Senator Amabile.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1166 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Further discussion. That was a proper motion. I mean, it was perfect.
The first time.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the passage of House Bill 1166. Are there any no votes? There is a no vote on 1166? No vote on 1166. With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1166 is passed. Co-sponsors. And finally, Mr. Schaffler, please read the title of House Bill 1167.
House Bill 1167 by Representative Sirota and Senator Bridges concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Regulatory Agencies.
Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 261167 on third and final reading and ask for an aye vote.
Further discussion. Seeing none, the motion is the passage of House Bill 1167. Are there any no votes? Senator Pelton R. Rich. Baisley. Zamora Wilson. Liston. Frizzell. Carson. Pelton B. Catlin. With a vote of 24 ayes, 9 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, House Bill 1167 is passed. Co-sponsors. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that general order second reading of bills lay over until Monday, February 23rd, 2026.
The motion is to lay over general order second reading of the bills to Monday, February 23rd, 2026. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. What? The ayes have it. General order second reading of bills will lay over until Monday, February 23rd, 2026. Consideration of governor's appointments. Consent calendar. Mr. Schaffler, please read the appointments listed on the consent calendar.
Members of the Financial Services Board, effective July 2nd, 2025, for terms expiring July 1st, 2029, Sean Robert Davis of Monte Vista, Colorado, to serve as an executive officer of State Savings and Loan Association, reappointed. Mickey Freeman of Golden, Colorado, to serve as a public member with expertise in finance, reappointed. Members of the Advisory Committee to the Property Tax Administrator for a term expiring September 1st, 2026. Cynthia Braddock of Louisville, Colorado, to serve as an assessor from a county with a population over 75,000, occasioned by the resignation of Keith Allen Erfmeyer of Parker, Colorado, appointed. For terms expiring September 1st, 2029, Mark Rober of Paonia, Colorado, to serve as a non-assessor from a county with a population under 75,000, population appointed. Jody Amato of Trinidad, Colorado, to serve as an assessor for a county with a population under 75,000, reappointed. Rogelio Rodriguez of Westminster, Colorado, to serve as a non-assessor from a county with a population over 75,000, population, reappointed.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for passage of all the appointments on the consideration of governor's appointment consent calendar, which include Sean Robert Davis of Monte Vista, Mickey Freeman of Golden for the Financial Services Board, Cynthia Braddock of Louisville, Mark Rober of Paonia, Jody Amato of Trinidad, and Rogelio Rodriguez of Westminster for the Advisory Committee on the Property Tax Administrator.
Any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the confirmation of the appointments on the consent calendar. Are there any no votes on the consent calendar? With a vote of 33 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, 1 vacant, those appointments are confirmed. Announcements. Senator Pelton R.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. The FFA people want you to come down to the West Foyer if you have time. I think they're serving some breakfast and meet and talk with some young people that are doing a good job for our state. Thank you.
Very good. Senator Amabile.
Oh, it's me again. Joint Budget Committee will be meeting across the street. I'm not sure when. Either on adjournment here or on adjournment of the House, depending on which is first.
Very good. Senator Weissman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, there have been some late small adjustments to the judiciary calendar for Monday. This will be reflected in Monday's printed calendar, of course. I just wanted to announce it here, too. At the request of the sponsor, 1020 is coming off the calendar. We will add, I'll just give it an order. We'll do 1035 as printed, then we'll add 1064, then we'll proceed as planned to Senate Bill 70 and 71. So from the top, 1035, 1064, 70, 71, Monday, Old Supreme Court, 1:30. Thank you.
Very good. Senator Pelton B.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I ask for a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I just want you to know that my daughter is playing in the Patriot League tournament that Sterling has not got to play this high in the brackets in a long time, and we're playing Res Christian this afternoon. And I just want you to all think about my daughter today because she's only 5'2", and she's like the second leading rebounder on her team, and she does a really good job. So I just want to say, please think about my daughter today because we're going to really need some good thoughts to play that team. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Mr. President.
That's how you get brownie points with your daughter. I'll take notes. Very good. Senator Liston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I have an announcement, and then I'll ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Very good. Members, I want to remind you that Monday, we have our first nuclear caucus lunch and learn over at the State Services Building cafeteria. Lunch will be provided. We have a very good speaker, and I guarantee you will learn something about what is coming in the nuclear field here in Colorado. So it'll be from roughly 12 to 1 on the first floor cafeteria at the State Services Building. And then, Mr. President, a moment of personal privilege. I'd like to introduce someone, if I may.
You already asked and
Okay,
granted
very
again.
good. Members, I'm pleased to introduce Councilman Roland Rainey, the Colorado Springs City Councilman. Councilman, if you'd please stand. He's here. And he's also a constituent of mine. So thank you, Mr. President.
Very good. Welcome to the Senate. Senator Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to have a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Today's the 709th Friday since my son Alex was murdered in the Aurora Theater massacre with 11 others on the 20th of July in 2012. I explained recently that I go to Las Vegas to watch the Super Bowl and have for over 30 straight years. Alex joined my group of friends and brought friends of his own along once he turned 21. I don't know if anybody watched the Super Bowl that was on a couple of weeks ago, but it was the 60th Super Bowl, and a big date like that caused the announcers to spend a lot of time remembering the games. They would show a lot of highlights of the games. I sat there watching it, remembering not only the 30-plus games that I watched there in Las Vegas, the ones I watched with Alex, but I also then remembered all of the games that I had went to and all of the friends who had come with us. As I kind of explained to you there, started out as a small group. We got a little bit bigger. When the kids got 21, they came along. Some of them brought their dads. It was a pretty big group over the time. And remembering all of them, certainly the ones with Alex, stand out, but I could remember great stories with my other friends and stuff as well. But since Alex died, those friends that used to come don't come any longer. And this isn't emblematic of just me. I hope you realize when I come here to talk to you about an anniversary of Alex's death, that there's people outside that have the same anniversaries each and every day. That's what the point of this is, to remind you that everybody has an anniversary every day, and you don't get to hear from them. And so these people who were my friends, this change, the person that I've become, the broken man that I stand in front of you as, they can't handle or be around that anymore. And again, the people that are out there, that happens to them as well. The people that you thought were close to you, the people that you always could lean on over a period of time can no longer stick around and just be there in support. And I find myself, I have one very good friend who never came with us or never went with Alex. His kids were a little bit younger than ours, and he had other responsibilities. And wives letting their husbands go to Las Vegas with a bunch of friends is generally a thing that's kind of tough to work through, and he wasn't ever able to do that. But once Alex died, he's been really my lone partner as I go each and every time. And I'm incredibly thankful to that. And so again, I'm just reminding you that, and I don't know if you had a chance, there was those people over there yesterday, and I have a difficult time. I don't know if you can feel it, but to be around such sadness, and it just comes from people who've been impacted, and to be able to connect. It was the first time I ever got a card from within the floor. Generally, the cards come from outside, but I got a card from somebody that was sitting in here and wanted to talk to me. And I went over, and they told me their story. And later on, I was downstairs warming up some lunch, and the woman came over, and I don't know that this happens to all of you, but she just asked if she could give me a hug, and she stood there crying. And so this is important to let you know, to let everybody know out there know, to let those who are being impacted that there's at least one dad who knows what you're going through and knows what's going to happen going forward, and that I will always be here for you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, colleagues. Thank you for the work today, Chamber. We got a lot of work done this week. We will be recessing to read some bills across the desk. There's no need to return. Mr. President, I move the Senate recess until 12 p.m. today.
For the motion, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will recess until 12 p.m. today.